Welcome back to GT Harmonica. Let's go into the first rhythm variation for this one-chord boogie. This is a chordal accompaniment. We're focusing on holes 1, 2 and 3 draw. Remember to think about the sound you want to produce. How you shape the cavity of your mouth is going to make a huge difference to the quality of the sound. This groove cycles every 8 beats, so I've put it in 2 clusters of groups of 4 as you can see below. Remember that this groove heavily relies on the backbeat or the ands between beats. That's why I've put the ands in there as well, so you can reference where your timing is. Now when I describe this, it might seem very simple, but as simple as it seems, it's really important to develop it, and it's really there to develop your endurance more than anything else. Or blues horsepower. I'm not suggesting that you play like this all the time, but to be able to accompaniment for a long period of time in different ways is really important as a blues player and something that's quite often overlooked. So this is what we're going to be learning. So let's get started on this. We're going to say shudder inhaling on holes 1, 2 and 3. When we say this, you can start with gritted teeth into a big open embouchure. And with hands. Notice I just open it up at the bottom there as you're saying shudder. Shudder. So once you've said shudder, inhaling on holes 1, 2 and 3, we then let out a little bit of air because this is the only opportunity you're going to have. It can be an exhale push for those of you who know how to do that from the diaphragm. And then you're going to say ya, inhaling 3 times. And the timing of this is on the ands after beats 2, 3 and 4. Now all of those can be syncopated, but I like to extend the third one until the next part of the phrase and keep the first 2 yas syncopated. So it sounds like this. So I just want to emphasize that those yas really have to be played on the backbeat or the ands as we said. So to complete this groove, we're going to start on beat 6 with this next phrase. Or if you're counting in 4s, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you're going to start on the second 2. Remember the preceding ya that you've just done is going to last up until that point. And we're going to inhale saying yada yada yada. So you've already learned how to do that, you've just got to say it 3 times. And it finishes on the and after the 4, and then you just keep looping it. That bit on its own should sound like this. It's obviously going to be a bit faster than that, but you get the idea, so just repeat that a couple of times to practice it. And once more. Let's add that into the rest of the phrase, so it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before we loop this and do a quick practice run for you to then go and practice with the jam track, I will just say that if you're playing with a microphone, you might want to consider limiting the amount of chords somewhat because it's going to be a huge sound through a 4x10 bassman or something like that. Instead, if you still want to keep that dissonance, I'd recommend keeping hold of some of the chords, but replacing some of those yas to either 2-hole draw or 3-hole draw with the adjacent note bled into it. So instead of... it sounds like this instead. That might also help with your breathing if you're alternating from 2 draw to 3 blow. So that's something to practice as well. However, I do encourage you to learn the chordal version because it's really going to help you manage your breathing and learn that exhale push as well. Next up is a 2-minute loop with the first minute of me accompanying the track with that version we've just played, and then there's a spare minute after that for you to carry it on. Do try and play it for longer than that if you can. The YouTube track of this lasts for around 10 minutes, so that gives you plenty of practice time and it will really dial in that breathing for you. Have fun with this, and the next variation we're going to do is that classic John Lee Hooker style version that the guitarist might play, so you can sync in with the guitarist and create a great crescendo on there as well. The jam, thanks again and see you next time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1.